All I need is one mic, one to, I don't even know the words. Just waiting for somebody to come on so I could speak my piece. Literally. What's up? I don't know who's on with me, but thank you. Oh. That's how it be sometimes. Okay, you back? Okay. So, might win some, but you just lost one. I want to speak my piece. What's up, cuz? I'm gonna start talking since you on here. So I was watching this video of Ace Metaphor. I don't know if you heard of him. Why is everybody leaving on me, dog? What's happening? Thank you, Jazz. Oh my God. Okay, you're supposed to be here. Just waiting for somebody to come in so I can start talking. That's how I do things. So I was watching this video, right, of this guy named Ace Metaphor. You probably heard him if you've been across spoken word videos or seen him talking about Dear Future Wife or whatever. So this video was called Dear Future Wife, I Love Me. I'm like, okay, what is he talking about? So I hopped on there to watch what he was saying or whatever, and he was just talking about, I have to love myself so much that I'm capable of even loving you. And I mean, the things that he was just saying, it was some things that he was saying was funny too. You just had to watch it. I'll post a reference link. But it really challenged me to do some self-reflecting all throughout the day. I watched it earlier and I even rewatched it. And I'm just thinking about that question, like, do I fully love myself completely? And if not, what are the things that are hindering me from actually feeling that I do love myself completely? And so the first couple of things I thought about was like the physical. And I think that I'm beautiful. I think that I'm attractive. However, there's some things that I wish. What was I gonna start off by saying? Okay, because I was supposed to do this video early. That's the real thing. But I realized that last night, when I was having fun with my family or whatever, I was dancing. I posted a video on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, and I realized that I looked bigger than what I thought I was, and I know that I have some like tummy fat or whatever, right? But I realized that it was more so because of my chest, my chest. So it was like the shirt that I was wearing and how it was hanging, it just made me look big because my chest stuck out so much. And I was like, is this something that, I'm going to accept about myself? I've known it all my life that I've had, big boobs or whatever. But it was weird because that's the first time I actually looked and saw that was actually a reason, and that would be something that can't change. I would have to accept that is me. And so I just asked myself that question. So it was ironic that I watched this video later on I watched this video last night or whatever. And I also know that I don't like my stomach, but what is hindering me from changing that? You know what I mean? There might be some other things that we don't like in the physical, and it could be small things. And people talk about how you're supposed to look in your mirror and really be able to accept all of you. So I'm just giving you some of my own examples. The other thing is the what's happening on the inside. What are some changes that I need to make internally? And one thing that I'm just thinking of right now to myself is like the part 2 of confrontation, because that's like a big issue for me. When I feel some type of way about something that just happened, I have a hard time like really confronting the situation and really letting people know how I feel without getting my emotions across, and without letting it have a big effect on me. And I realized that confrontation looked so much like it's supposed to be a. Remember how we talked about we didn't really want to use that word because it sounds negative, but some people say that you just gotta know how to use it or whatever, or it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I forgot what we said, but confrontation, it just looks to me in my head like you're able to just stick up for how you feel, and you tell this person like, oh no, you're not going to treat me like that. That's what confrontation looks like to me. So all this time I've been trying to fit into that mode of, letting people know how I feel, but I feel like I have to be big and bad just to do it, and that's not, it has never ever worked for me. It always has backfired. And so I was just thinking to myself, how can I approach people and get my point across without really letting my feelings, being set in my feelings and letting it take the best of me. So I thought of love, and God had already shown me like to approach things with love, but I had to figure out how can I make it myself. This comes back to me loving myself. How can I make it my own? Where I approach people and I'll be like, hey, so I wanted to kind of understand what just happened. Maybe you and I have a different, opinion on what was said or what was expressed or whatever. And I was hoping that we could talk about it so that me and you can reach a point so we both understand each other better. And maybe that's a better approach. Instead of me saying, like, look, dog, I'm not, like, what you just did right now, I really feel like da-da-da-da, like, it don't have to be like that. It really don't. And I think I would rather approach with a question of, like, what the person did rather than assuming that it was for the wrong reasons. So that's one of the issues I would want to handle internally as far as myself, is how I confront people on the way I feel. Okay. You think leading with my feelings is a strong point? Yeah, I mean, because it's a reason why my feelings get worked up. It's because that I feel like that kind of lets me know that I need to say something about it. It's how I say something about it afterwards that matters. So, of course, it is a starting point, but I don't want that to lead me to, like, where I'm speaking out of anger and pain, and then I then say something that is not going to fly the right way. And it's not, at the end of the day, I'm not getting my point across anyway, and I just look like stupid and dumb. Like, I don't want to ever have to confront with somebody with a bang, like, no, why you do this to me, all this other stuff. Like, no. I would rather, just come from a place of understanding and love, where I'm trying to, my purpose is to try to figure out how could we better understand each other, because there was a miscommunication, there was something that wasn't intended. So how can we better communicate with each other? So that was one of the things internally that I thought was something that I should work on. So, like, yeah, Ace Metaphor, I don't know if he's supposed to be my future husband, but that really, like, challenged me, and it literally felt like he was speaking to me. Like, that was just weird. Yeah. So, does anybody else have some things that they feel like they would struggle with internally or externally, that it's like kind of hindering you from, like, not only being yourself and loving yourself, but it's hindering you from actually moving forward? There's some other things. Like, I realize how important that component is, because I should never be in a place where I'm uncomfortable. Like, I should never be walking into a room and somebody can throw my mood off just like that. They shouldn't have that much control over me. I should be so comfortable with myself that, I can withstand any situation and anything. And knowing where I'm going, knowing the visions and the dreams that I have, I would have to have that on point. I really would have to have that on point. And so, yeah, does anybody else have anything internally or externally? Please do share that you feel is hindering you from loving and fully being yourself, so we can talk about it. Because I don't want to feel alone in this. Like, this really has been a challenge for me, but I'm ready to, like, deal with it. Yeah, like, really do some self-reflection and deal with the challenges that I have so that I can move forward with my life, because it's literally holding me back. For what? For what? Anybody got something they want to share? Hey, Mama. Hey, Auntie. Hey, Brandon. Or whoever's on here. Hey, Tyrell. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you, Alex, if you're still on here. What's up, Ashley? I'm just talking about the things that, I struggle with internally and externally, like my physical appearance or, issues that I have with myself that are hindering me from completely loving myself and being able to move forward in the purpose and destiny that I'm supposed to be walking into. Because, like, literally not loving yourself could hold you back from a lot of things. Like, I'm really thinking, like, why, like, I don't have a license. I don't have a permit. Why haven't I gotten those things yet when I know that I want to be able to carry myself that way? Like, literally just thinking, I want to have a car so that I can get out and do the things that I want to do. Like, I want to be able to support people. That's number one. I want to be able to go, like, to events and shows, especially dealing with, like, the arts, performing arts, spoken word, dancing, singing. I want to be able to support everybody. But I have not learned how to drive completely yet or gotten, whatchamacallit. Thank you, Mama. Love you, too. And so, like, that hinders me from moving forward, but I really have to do some self-reflection to think, why haven't I done that yet? And even trying to get a job, like, I can make the steps towards, doing a job search or whatever. I will look up the jobs that I think I want to work in, and I would even get a call for that interview. But when it comes to the interview, I'll be wanting to back out. Excuse me. I'll be wanting to back out, or if somebody tells me about something, I'll be wanting to back out, and that all has to do with me not being, I guess, I don't want to say confidence because it's not just confidence. Sometimes I can be confident, but just me not knowing exactly what I'm capable of all the way because I don't love myself completely. I'm being honest with y'all for real. Like, that's just something that, I struggle with. Anybody else want to pitch in on something that they feel, or just, I don't know, give me some encouragement, because maybe this was for me. I'm just sharing. And then the other thing is that, thank you, because have problems with opening up to others, and they could beg me to open up and just share what I feel, but I just can't. And me not being able to stops me from moving on with other people. I even do that with y'all, my flesh and blood, but I don't understand why I do that. So I guess me trying to connect. I can't see the rest of it right now, but yeah, that's definitely it. Because literally, people be asking me like, "What's wrong?" And I'm still at that point where I'm saying nothing. When you know something is wrong, like my sister just asked me what's wrong, and now I wasn't even trying to talk because I don't even know what's wrong with me. I just know that I be catching a mood and for no apparent reason, being in my feelings and not being able to handle stuff the way that I should be handling them right now at this point in my life. But yeah, I shut down, or that keeps me from moving forward with people too, in relationships. Like, people get thrown off, and it's bad because you're not growing, and you can't grow in a relationship with another person. You can't grow in a relationship with another person because you're not using the tools to help you grow and progress yourself. So, like Ace Metaphor said the same thing. He was talking about that. Like, how can I fully love you? Like, when he said, when I meet you, his future wife or whatever, I want us to love ourselves so much that we can just love ourselves together and just grow in loving ourselves together. And I thought that was, like, really dope what he said. Like, it really put my mind in a self-reflective mode. Actually, I struggle with the same thing. I have learned that you have to be okay with failures. Failures are what will allow growth. Many people think that failures are bad, but they are crucial. This is true. This is very, very true. And taking a failure and actually if you see that as something consistent, taking that failure and actually analyzing it and saying, okay, what can be done differently in this situation? How can I respond differently, or how can I act differently to make this not the same result not be anymore, to get a better result pretty much. And I might literally have to sit down, write out these issues that I'm talking to y'all about, write my issues down and literally try to figure out a way to deal with them, and like really not only self-reflect but self-fix, just take this time to figure out what's holding me back from everything that I haven't yet approached. Seriously, because it's important. You can't really grow with somebody else. You can't really have relationships with other people when you're in a hindering place. And it's really, really crazy because to me, after, I was in high school and I really was around a lot of circle of friends, and I had my own circle of friends, and I just remember me being the happiest person there. The happiest person in high school. Like, I could have fun. I pretty much knew myself. You have some teenage problems where you're dealing with, what's it called? I'm trying to remember what the name of it is, but, being self-conscious about certain things or whatever. But, I still had a good circle of friends around me, and, I was really just in a good place, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm not there now. And in college, I had a good set of friends too. It's just that I think that I was more so trying to find myself more without being around the circle of friends and family that I had back then. And when I was in college, I was just, I guess, trying to fit in or whatever. I don't know. I haven't fully figured it out yet, but all I know is that something changed, mainly since high school. And I began to see a decline in myself being happy and really, enjoying life and doing stuff like that. And even now, I really don't have friends I hang out with on a regular basis. I hang out with my family. So, yeah. Accept your feelings, but never allow them to control you. Develop the fruit. They start with love and end with self-control, but the Holy Spirit can help you control you. At least it helps me. Nothing's stopping you but yourself. Don't let fear rule you. He didn't give you the spirit of fear. And then it goes on. That is so true. That's absolutely true. And you have to be, I'm sorry if y'all can't see me. You have to be in control of yourself in order to be in control of your life. And like she said, it starts out with love. So I'm gonna go into situations with that being my only option. Like and some people, even if I know you already, like, there's no excuse for me not to approach it with love. Why would I try to come at your neck about something, about getting my feelings, and I know that's not your intention? We could just come to an understanding. Love you, girl. Thank you. Love you. Yeah. That's just how I feel. What's up, bro? Hi, Sade. Who else? What's up, Dre? Yes. So yeah. Yeah. There's no like agenda for me to talk with y'all. Like, I really I didn't want to get on here. Even though I knew this was something I planned to do later on in the day. Like, I literally woke up like 5 o'clock in the morning and was just watching stuff. And like I like Ace Metaphor video, and I say, later on today I'm gonna post a video about this issue that I'm having, because I really was self-reflecting. So there's no agenda for me being on here with y'all. Like, I really am in a vulnerable state right now, just sharing how I feel. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to cry, y'all. What's up? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, so the links, I'm gonna post the links. Oh, I said links because of something else I want to mention. Um, Trent Shelton, I think that's his last name. The what's it called? Something about rehab. It's rehab time. That guy. Um, that was another video that I was watching. He was talking about like 20 tips to do something. I'll post the link on here, but they were good too. Um, it was talking about being yourself. So it's like God just tied them all together. And like I'm gonna just have to post it because I don't remember. And like I said, there wasn't no agenda. I didn't write everything down, but yeah, like I'm gonna post both of those links. It's the whole package. It starts with love, but self-control is necessary to do all those in the middle. Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I don't know why my lighting keep changing on me. But yes, I will post both of the links. Before I go, if anybody else want to share or encourage, I would love for you to do so. Or any other thoughts, things that you want to leave before I close this up. Time is it? Hold on a second. Got my video, dog. You don't even know what I'm doing. Get out.
That was your first day.
First day? It's not my first day. I've been there last week. Yeah, I'm starting somewhere else tomorrow. I'm starting the same place tomorrow, but with a different company, though. We'll talk. Read what God says you are. I actually will do that. Because it starts with that. And I thought about doing some, I thought about actually, just doing some research on that. And the issues that I'm talking about. So, how are we supposed to approach people as far, I don't know if confrontation is in the Bible as a word to look up. But yeah, I thought about that or something to that nature. And it just started from there. And I will definitely look up what God says I am because it starts with that. And that could be like a motivational thing for me. And I probably would even look at some videos. Because, this is my thing too. I'm trying to grow and evolve. And I beat myself up so much thinking that I now know that it's me stopping me. But now I know why it's me stopping me. Like, I would get into like a depressive mode and like just beating myself up for not being where I'm supposed to be, not realizing that there's so much more that I have to learn and take my time to learn and stop getting distracted by so many other things before I take care of me. And that's real. That's real. Blow your mind. Almost gave me what? What'd you say? Okay, it will almost blow your mind. Yeah, I bet it will, cause I read the Bible like that. Like we were just talking about this in rehearsal on how to actually read and study and meditate on God's word and how it helps you get through. I got tears coming down from the last thing I said, but yeah, how it actually helps you to get through things. And so, like when I read, I had different approaches. Like we was talking about how we didn't know how to actually read the Bible. Like some people think you're supposed to read it in order, but it's not in order. You try a story, but you don't understand how things connect, how names connect, and all that other things. So I literally just kept trying different approaches. And there'd be times where, I would hear a word in my spirit from something that I'm dealing with, and it's like, okay, what do I need to learn out of this situation? Love. Okay, so I'm searching love and videos on YouTube, sermons on love. And then whatever scriptures that they reference, I would actually look that up. And it comes to minister to my life. And so the reason why I'm saying all this is because God amazes me when I seek certain things in the Word, and I could be confused about it. I could not understand it. And I literally right beside this, like, why did you do this? Or I don't understand this part. And literally it would be answered like at that next moment when as I'm reading further. Or as I'm meditating, he would begin to speak to my heart and tell me what it's about. Yeah, so he will blow your mind. I'm pretty sure he will blow my mind when he tells me who I am, because I feel like it's going to minister to me differently now because of the place that I'm in. Yeah, yeah. That's where it was too when I first came to be able to study the Bible myself and really hear from God, was when I looked for love and um how he loves us. It started with that. Like it was Kim Walker was singing that song. He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. And it mentioned everything that you're saying right now. He collects our tears, knows how many hairs are on our head. We're made in His image. She told a story. I don't know if I'm going to remember it. Kim Walker told a story about how she came to sing that song, and she was saying, I guess she had like a dream, or God just took her away for one moment. Like sometimes when you're in the place of ministry or whatever, like you can just have that time with God and he'll take you away or blow your mind. Next thing you know, you come back to it and you're like, wow, what just happened? I've had one of those experiences before. But she said that it was like she was clay. I might have the story wrong. Don't hold me to it. But something like she was clay and God, it was like a Jack in the Box thing. Like he made her, she was in the box or whatever, came out and he was like, ooh, I don't know if this is the right story, but he was like, ooh, I love what I did or whatever. It was like a joking story, but it made so much sense. He put it back in there and took her out. It's like, oh, I'm going to add some more. Put it back in there, take it back out. And literally taking his time to mold us and to craft us. And he desires that relationship with us, and seeing the thing that he created and the things that he instills in you actually evolve is important. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just feel like it's important. Seeing those things actually evolve. So, with me saying that, ministering to myself, why would I let distractions take me away from actually doing that self-inventory and self-reflection and assessing myself and making sure that I love me when I walk out this door. Making sure that I love me in my own, not just when I'm at home, but when I walk out this door and I go in my career path, I go and walk in terms of my dreams and my visions. I go when it comes in terms of relationships, be it friends, be it family members, be it the person that I'm going to love for the rest of my life. I need to go in, like, ooh, I'm bad, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This light is terrible. So yeah, anything else? I must be saying something good because 2 people are staying with me. Or just being nosy. But yeah, anything else somebody would like to share or vent or say to and encourage? I might not be the only person. Somebody might not, feel comfortable sharing what they feel. But I encourage you before I close out. The last time I made a video, every time I try to close out, somebody would come on. We'll see what happens. Love you, cousin. It's 10:57. I'm literally going to wait like 3 minutes to see if somebody else says something. Or if somebody else joins, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the things that I've said I would do. That's another thing. Man, this just like really opened my eyes, for real. It like really literally opened my eyes. How much that can affect you when you don't love yourself completely, and how important that is. That would be something I would have to put like at the forefront of my vision twin, like for young girls. Like I would have to put that at the forefront. And I already knew I was going to instill worth and stuff into them, but how important it is to love yourself. Worth being a part so that you can just move forward, so that you can walk in the things that you're supposed to do, and you do them with power. And it's crazy because while I was watching the video, like, I keep talking about this charge I get in my spirit. I kept feeling it. I kept feeling the charge in my spirit. And I talked about it in the last video of me not knowing what that was, but it's power. Whether it be power that shows me that I'm doing something wrong, or that I'm doing something right, or that I need to hear something, that I need to listen and give to somebody else. How much more can I carry that power? Loving myself. I would be bad. Like, nobody couldn't tell me nothing. You know, I won't have to fear, like you said, don't fear. I wouldn't have to fear moving forward. I think I am afraid. I'll be honest. I think I'm afraid of moving forward. I think I'm afraid to walk in the things that I'm supposed to walk in. And I didn't know why until now. It's because I haven't fully come to know and love who Imani is. Why does Imani do the things that she do? Why does Imani put herself in certain situations? That's another thing he said. You just might be the one. Why do you put yourself in certain situations that you know are not good for you, that you know you shouldn't be wasting your time on? Why do you do that? Why did you do that for yourself? You really need to know. Who listening got the door swinging open? Somebody got the door swinging open. Yeah, like, how much more powerful would it be, not just having a charge in my spirit that I have, but loving myself and being able to walk with that thing like crazy. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing. Nothing. Nobody would be able to step to me any kind of way. That sounds like confrontation. I'm not trying to say it like that. I'm just saying, like, I would know how to handle and control things the way that I want to. I'm going to keep talking. Here's another thing. I found myself not really putting effort into me. What's up, whoa? I found myself mimicking people's characters and mimicking, how they carry themselves. Like, even in my family, like, how they talk or how they laugh or how they, I don't even know, just little small things, because I haven't fully known me or fully tapped into who I am. And I'm just keeping it real. Like, literally, like, I find myself sounding like somebody else and not sounding like myself. And that's an issue for me. Like, I would think about it but not handle it. And now I know that I need to. I know what I need to do to be on point with that. Get your Bible and be still with the Lord. His Spirit will lead you. He did it for me. He'll do it for you too. I listen to Heaven 600. Help me. God, send the message. I need it when I needed it. We all do stupid shit. That's how we learn what not to do. Hey, keep it real. Keep it 100. Yeah, we do. I gotta be honest, because that's the only way I'm gonna grow and learn. I have to be. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. So, yeah, I felt a little bit embarrassed, or I did feel a little bit embarrassed about those things. But those things are about to change, so I need not to. So it don't even matter anyway. Of course I know he will. Like, I know he will. I'm gonna do all those things. I'm gonna read what you said. Spend some time with God. And really do that. Speaking of spending time with God, when I went to church yesterday, Monday. Yeah, when I went to church yesterday, I love worshiping God. I love being in His presence. And I thought that being in His presence was always feeling Him and feeling the anointing. But being in a place where I literally just give my all in worship, I don't have to feel nothing. I know he's present just because I'm worshiping him that way. And it's not just for me, it could be for somebody else. Just loving to worship him. So what happened was like people, oh, that's me in the chair swinging it, that's making that noise. But what happened was these children came forward for the altar call that belonged to the church, but they had been apparently going through something, and we were praying for them. We went up to the front and prayed for them, and they just continued to pray. And I kind of set apart myself a little bit because all I wanted to do was worship God. And mind you, our praise and worship leader, my brother, he wasn't there at the time to like lead with the instruments and stuff like that, and even lead in song. So the people that usually play with him, the drummer and I think he's a bass player. He plays some type of guitar. They actually did it for us. And so I'm hearing them play this tune, and I hear something in my spirit that I just began singing, like, we worship you, we worship you. I'm not going to sing it for y'all now because y'all had to be there. And I don't sing much in front of people. But when I did, like, I was blown away by the fact that I even sung the way that I did, with confidence. And I'm not trying to make it about me, but I really was just singing and worshiping God. And before I know it, they was vibing with me. Like the people who was playing the instruments. She was like, I even talked to him afterwards. He was like, I heard you singing. I was like, yo, I will vibe with you any day. But no, literally, like, I was just worshiping God, and it really just flowed with the atmosphere and the atmosphere of prayer, and just like really us just like ministering to each other. And that kind of like just blew me away. I just wanted to share that real fast with y'all. Anything else? Oh, shoot. I'm about to break something. I didn't even know that come out like that. Anything else? I think I've said a lot that I wanted. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say, rather. Anybody else want to share what might be the best way to begin to love yourself completely, despite the changes physically in your body, or despite the changes that you have had in your life, the things that you have to now get accustomed to because life happens and crazy stuff happens? How loving yourself can actually help you get through those situations, be it big or small. Because you wouldn't put yourself in a place you're not supposed to be if you completely love yourself. But if you did, you would know how to recover automatically just like that. And you need to be in control. Worship is how I make it through, and what I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed. And I thought about that too, like sometimes these accents come out and I don't even know where they be coming from. It'd be a bounce between Philly and Baltimore. I thought about that too, in terms of me dealing with my feelings and my emotions, about actually just getting into praising God, whatever, because sometimes I don't feel like opening the Bible. Or sometimes, even though I know he's literally nudging at my spirit and I can feel it, I don't feel like doing all that. Like, even though I know you're going to get to me, even though I know you're going to give me a solution and show me how to grow by handling the situation differently, God, I still don't want to, because I want to be stuck right here in this feeling and emotion. And why have I become complacent with that and comfortable with me being in my feelings and emotions and not actually listening when God is actually literally trying to guide me to deal with it? Accept the fact that you're a human and you make mistakes, right? Exactly. That's what I need to do. I'm just thinking about what you said. Like, this is me, like, meditating on what you're saying right now. Accept the fact that you are human and that you make mistakes. Yeah, I know that. I would have to think about that a little bit more to respond the way I want to. But yeah, like I literally know like what song to play in whatever mood or feeling that I'm in. I know exactly in my song bank of everything that I listen to. Like, okay, this what you feeling? Oh, you need to look up Yes by Shekinah Glory and surrender to God and submit, because that's the place that you're in right now. Or oh, you need to listen to Travis Green, I Just Want You, because your wants and your desires are not really aligning with his. Trying to think if I can give some more examples in case y'all need to pull from me. Come up a little higher. I thought about that earlier with Mali Music, because I was thinking about the power of God and how we can move and walk with it daily in terms of being in control of our life. And I just thought of Come Up a Little Higher. I will have to even go back to even listen to that, because sometimes I'll think of the words and like in the chorus or whatever, not knowing the whole basis of the song, but it still would minister to me. I'm just telling y'all the song bank that I can pull from just to, I think that's just amazing. In time, it's a sacrifice of praise. I press when I don't feel like it, but when I'm through, I'm lifted and I feel I can make it. Good, yep. That's what it's supposed to do. I'm still thinking about that, accept the fact that you are human and that you make mistakes, because I think about everything in a deep way when I'm doing these videos. You challenge me to actually deal with that right now. Accept the fact that I'm human and that I make mistakes. I'm literally thinking about it because I'm trying to ask myself what mistakes that, have had me so bound that I feel like I couldn't make them and move on from them, and I might be carrying them. What mistakes have I made? And I think the biggest mistake is me not moving forward. And really, to be honest, and I know it's not a place of God, but watching other people move forward and literally, honestly, being jealous of that. Seriously. And I was never comfortable with it. With having jealousy in my spirit, because I'm not moving forward and I can't figure out why. Literally. So yeah, I'm gonna accept the fact that I haven't loved myself fully in order to be able to move forward. And I'm going to accept the fact that I play a part in that. And while it has happened, it was for a reason. Yeah, if we were perfect, why would God have to send Jesus and leave us with the Holy Spirit? Amen to that. You're going to make me go into a whole nother topic because, oh my God, it's just y'all two, but I posted status about it, that I watched the show Star with my nephew, binge watched it throughout the whole day, right? And they was talking about how, it was better than Empire, because some people can't get with Empire, as they said, because of course God's going to say that, because it was a lot of homosexuality in there, right? And so I was literally thinking about homosexuality, like how we are supposed to deal with that. I really wanted to put this in a different video, but I'm just talking about it now. Like, how are you supposed to deal with that? And I'm thinking about what you said, if we were perfect, why would God have to send Jesus and leave us with the Holy Spirit? Because I wanted to know my views on homosexuality, literally having friends who I know that are homosexual and who I knew before they became homosexual. And, what are my views on that? I love them regardless. I'm around them regardless. I don't judge them. But God, what are we supposed to do when we see somebody? And this is probably the place that we're not supposed to be thinking, like, because we all have sin. But why am I setting their sin apart from other sins? And I was thinking, like, if God sent his son, for one thing, it is not our duty to judge. Our duty is to love regardless. But we can love these people who claim to be homosexual, but we still set ourselves apart from them as if we can't hang around them or be around them or understand their world. I mean, and I don't even know why it has to be like that. We talk about it like it's a whole different group of people instead of, I think the season right now is unity. Like, it really is unity. Like, why are we even setting them apart for being homosexuals? And I'm thinking about that now because God sent his son already to take care of all of that. My cousin said it best, like, Jesus bridged the gap between the relationship that God wanted to have with us, like where he wanted to have direct access with us and share with us directly. But Adam and Eve, sinned against him, and that kind of made him upset. Jesus bridged that gap back together. But when he did it, it was because he literally forgave everything that he knew was about to happen. Like, God forgave everything that he knew was going to happen. He knew where we would get today, how homosexuality would evolve and become more out in the open, And so I was thinking about that. I just went into that for a little while. But he made his own plan for you, and your plan is different from everyone else. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I hear you, cousin. I'm just thinking about it. I'm talking like you talking directly in my ear. um, yeah. So why would I be jealous of others, right? When my plan is different. But even knowing that, because we compare ourselves whether we like it or not, we're gonna continue to. How do we get to a place where we don't compare ourselves? And that probably is like loving yourself too. So where I don't compare myself to the next person and get to a form of jealousy. Like, it don't have to be that way. What's up, Ty? I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, like, I know that, but me knowing that, why have I not believed in it? Because I'm dealing with jealousy when I could be putting all that energy into myself, and I have no reason to be jealous. It's like, not like this person did something to me, but I compare myself to people who get to where I want to be before I get there. Because the devil, I guess, put plant in my mind that you're lagging behind. You're not where you're supposed to be. You're not using what God gave you, and I'm missing this distraction and all that. I'm just talking, but like, yeah, that's literally how it would go. Sin that is hidden is easier to ignore than sin that is out in the open, but you have to realize that sin is sin. Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Sin that is hidden. Sin that is hidden is easier to ignore than sin that is out in the open, but you have to realize that sin is sin. Isn't that the daggone truth? And another thing is, I thought about murder that we see on TV, murder from, everything that's been happening. Although, for me personally, murder has been happening so much I haven't even thought about it. Like, thought about how vast it is, how people. I was literally thinking while I was watching Star 2, how can somebody even though it's a show, it's reflecting real life, how can people even think to murder someone? You have people who respond out of confrontation or whatever, but somebody that literally does it on a murder spree, you know what I'm saying? Like, and how that becomes so common for people. What place do they have to get to so they actually take somebody else's child? This woman had lost her kids to the father that she had kids with. How do you get to that place? And how do we deal with that? Deal with murder not being so common that we just, I totally disregarded it as a form of sin and as something that we need to target and take down and minister to people so they won't even do stuff like that. Yeah, I thought about murder in that way. So when you say sin is sin, the reason why I mention murder is because we don't think murder is taking somebody's life away, and people, I don't know if the Bible says or people have been taught that some sins, no sin is greater than the other, and you say sin is sin, right? But idealistically, we look at murder. I think we would look at murder like it's a bigger sin because it takes somebody's life away automatically, right? Then compared to fornication or homosexuality or jealousy and greed and all those things. But I think that we literally have to bring me now talking about murder. I think that we have to bring all those. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. Excuse me. I just feel like, we should pay more attention to stuff like that. I think murder is bigger than all the other sins. I think that's the point that I'm getting to, because that's taking somebody's life away. I'm not saying judge it, but I'd rather us to begin worrying about the stuff, like worrying about the sin that's going to take somebody's life away than homosexuality. Some things that we're not supposed to deal with, but we can always be a ministry to that person. So it's no way we should like block out people for the stuff that they're dealing with or going through. And never turn away somebody who is sinning right in front of your eyes when you have an opportunity to minister to them, because that is important. And let's stop setting people apart just because they I'm really speaking about homosexuality, because they're dealing with that. Like they feel like they have to have a life of their own world because people don't accept that. And are we supposed to accept the fact that they're homosexual in a way that we support them? I don't know. Like I feel like love is not necessarily supporting the idea, but we have to love them. And I honestly don't even know, because I didn't mean to go into this. I probably haven't had the full answer yet. That's something I still want to talk to God about, but that was just on my mind. Anything that's hidden keeps you in bondage. We are to be an open book for all men to read. God already knows, and He's the only one that matters. I agree. I agree to a certain extent. Or open book, yeah, for ministry, I would say. Don't just sit here and just give your life out to everybody and everybody be all up in your business. No, but I think that God has a way that He gives people comfort and peace and bringing themselves to the light and being honest about the things that they're dealing with so it can minister to somebody else. Either that or you'll begin to be exposed. What's done in the dark will come to the light. But it's only to minister to you and to others around you. But all sin leads to death, so no matter what the sin is going to kill, that's how I try to view sin, so I don't judge anyone else on their sin. Yeah. So I don't know if that will be another video in itself, but right, it's not our objective to judge, so the only answer is to love that person. But what I'm saying is, are we supposed to do it with a boundary to where I can love you, but I can't go hang out with you because I don't agree with the things that you're doing? And watching Star, Queen Latifah herself, her name is Carlotta on the show or something like that. She herself is, I think she's married to a woman or whatever. And in the show, her son is transgender, or he's trying to get the sex change or whatever. But he's already looking like a woman. And I really just watch how the reality, that's why I love that show, because here is her son going through his changes, just wanting to be accepted for who he feel like he is comfortable being. Like, we cannot judge that, right? And she wasn't trying to, but her reality on the other side was that I had a son, I didn't have a daughter. So I understand, and I'm going to try to love you the best way that I can, but understand that it's a change for me too, is what she was saying. And her son couldn't understand that at the time, but I feel like those sides were both real. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Our greatest ministry is to allow God to change us from within. Yeah. We're free to be, and so are they. When we focus on others, then we're not focused on ourselves. This is true. This is true. That's the thing, like, with Jesus being here, with him already handling that situation for us, if we believe, I think I'm getting to it. Our objective with those people is to minister to them, like I said, but minister to them in a way, not where you're coming off as religious and you're just trying to change them, because that's not your part. Your part is to deposit understanding and a love approach so that God can deal with their sin and not you. So yeah, with Jesus coming here, they are free to be themselves because, we was born into sin, right? So sin is going to happen no matter what. But our job here while we're on earth is to save lives. Just save lives, or at least get people to know God and who we serve or whatever. So I said whatever. I always cover my mouth. But that's our objective. Yes, they are free to be, but that's not necessarily saying that they can just do whatever they want. It's just saying that if that's what they are, that's what they can be, because God can handle it as long as we do the things in obedience to help him handle it, meaning that let him use us as a vessel if those people are in our lives. If you sin, I read that part already. Yeah. So, and we don't know, I feel like I'm just continuing to talk. We don't know the background behind why that person, Jesus Christ, that person chose to be what they chose to be, or that person chose to do what they're supposed to do. Like I said, God can handle it. God can handle it. Anything else? I was trying to bring it back to love, but I'm off my game tonight. You might play a part. There you go. You might play a part in that person beginning to love themselves because you had loved them in spite of what they were going through. You never know. Because some people, oh my God, some people who are homosexual or chose to be homosexual, we just talking about this sin right now, that decided to be that, they could literally be rebelling against the people who are trying to judge them just because they are. And that could just be a phase for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? That could just be a phase for them. But because everybody just like, you can't be, you can't do. Wherever they are, they will not change. They will keep continuing to do what they want to do because you have not shown them love in that scenario. You just judge them. It's not, and this goes the same for any other sin. When people are judged, they rebel. It's almost like, okay, like you trying to say that I can't do what I want to do or whatever, or when you judge, nobody is led to hear from you when they can hear from you in order to change. That's the part that God wants us to get to. We're just to tell them about Jesus and love them where they are, just like he told us to. I'm free to go to hell if I want. He didn't take hell off the table. He enlarged. What? He didn't take hell off the table. He enlarged it. Yeah. Well, I would hope that for any person in there being free, I wouldn't take anything away from them that they want to do. But my wish is that nobody goes to hell. And nobody wishes to go to hell. Some people even do that. I don't think people like choose to go to hell. Maybe I'm not understanding exactly what you're saying, but I would rather like everybody just at least know Christ. Then they have the ability to make that choice. So maybe you're saying that, if at the end of the day they still wanted to choose to be in their sin and ignore all the signs and the mystery that's coming to them, yeah, I guess they will be going to hell. Like, that's not my choice, and that's not something for me to worry about. So I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, that's why you got to go in with love. Exactly. Yep. In every situation. I'm telling y'all, if not anything else, what we can learn from here is that loving yourself is important in order for you to deposit that into the world. And it's important for you to know that, so that you can move forward in your life and be all that you're supposed to be, if nothing else. Because that's how we change the world. That's how we change people around us. And that's how we live a fully prosperous and joyful life, is by doing that. How long have I been on here? But yeah. Anything else before I go? I appreciate y'all talking to me, sharing with me. I'm kind of sleepy because I'm getting corny. Just came from Nova Nation rehearsal. They surely wouldn't accept me trying to freestyle like that. But yeah. 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 Man, oh man, oh man. And I can't wait. Like I said, I'm gonna post those links on Ace Metaphor and Trent Shelton, so that you guys can see what I had mentioned earlier in the video, about how important it is to love yourself completely, despite your changes, and in order for you to love others. Yeah. Everything is a choice. God did everything He could to free us. It's up to us to accept it. He gave us all the tools and help we need. Not easy, but it gets easier as we go. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before. It is a choice, but there's only one choice that's right, and there's only one choice that's wrong. And as simple as that. So if somebody wants to take the wrong route, faithfully take the wrong route, I would just have to pray for you if I know anybody. But I'm willing to minister to people before that even happens. Alright, y'all, I think I'm gonna head out. Hold on, one more thing. We cannot serve two masters. Hey! I feel like a dad. You ain't see it, but you saw it. We cannot serve two masters. Exactly. Mama Sada wrote that line for me, and it gets me every freaking time. Like I said, she wrote it just for me. When she wrote that, that's what I was doing, serving two masters. And I still struggle with that every now and then, to be honest. That's why I can do it like I do it every time. I'm still living in that, shorty. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm stuck, but God still speaks to me in that fashion. We cannot serve two masters, right or wrong. And I wouldn't want to turn people off with that. Like, it's just helping them to know and understand that. Don't force yourself onto people saying, okay, this, like, God is God and you have to accept Him, otherwise you're going to hell. No. Like, we cannot do that, because if they don't know, it will be our ignorance to try to get them to make a decision without even understanding if they fully understand that yet. But yes, we are free indeed, and others can be free too. Yeah, good. Submission is and sometimes I have to resubmit. Sometimes I don't have it all together. I have to resubmit myself over and over and over. There's a I've done this piece several times, but I don't know if you've seen the one that on my page. All right, love, see you. I don't know if you've seen the one on my page about I submit. Somebody tagged me in it because I performed at my church. I ministered at my church doing that piece, and I just think of how submission is a constant process because sometimes we can get out of submission. See y'all. All right. Miss Lynette, you can talk to me in my inbox. I'm about to close this out. Yeah, we could just talk to each other. All right, love y'all. I'm out. I'm gonna post the links and I'm gonna share this on my fan page. Here I be for him. Like I try to post everything on there. It's either gonna be a link or the video itself. I don't know what problem it is that when I try to share videos directly from my personal page, it won't go directly on there. It won't post for some reason. I don't know if I changed the settings or what. But yeah, I would definitely post at least a link or something to for this video, and then I will post Ace Metaphors and Trent Shelton's with it. Good night. All right, good night. See y'all. Love y'all.